Recognizable brands to make into movies. Lego? Great. Trolls? Okay, good. Animal crackers? Whoa, that is way too far. Now, we live in an age where originality is very rare. It's mostly just sequels and reboots and remakes and just everything unoriginal. Like, literally everything is getting a movie nowadays. There was a Pez movie in development and a Play-Doh movie, but of course, Pez was canceled because of the terrible box office performance of the Lego Movie 2. And when I first saw that they were making an Animal Crackers movie, I was like, here we go again. Like, literally, this is like one of the most dumb decisions that you could ever make. Like, Animal Crackers? How could you make a great movie out of Animal Crackers? The film kept getting delayed and delayed until finally they just decided to dump it on Netflix. I just watched it today, and I gotta be honest, it's a little bit better than I thought. What really surprised me was the all-star cast they got. They got some really recognizable names like Danny DeVito, Wallace Shawn, Sylvester Stallone, Ian McKellen, John Krasinski, Emily Blunt, The Quiet Place duo, Gilbert Gottfried, Tara Strong, Patrick Warburton. I mean, these are arguably some of the funniest actresses and actors in Hollywood. So, the story, I gotta be honest, I was really engaged in the story and the characters in the world. And by the way, before I continue on with the review, might I just say, Danny DeVito seems to like being in circus movies for some reason. I mean, the year prior, he was in the Dumbo remake. I mean, how crazy is that? Two films that center around circuses, and Danny DeVito plays one of the lead characters. Well, not lead, but like an important character in the movie. In this movie, he plays a clown, and in the Dumbo remake, he played the ringmaster. So basically, the story is this guy wants to take over the circus. He used to be this really famous circus performer, but like his brother ended up with the girl that he was in love with. And so, like, basically years later, he's trying to get the circus back and get revenge on his brother. Now, I will admit, it does have its flaws, but we'll get to those in a sec. So, first of all, I must say, the animation, it's not the best, but it is still well animated. Like, the visuals are still really colorful, they're bouncy, and you know, I'll admit some of the movements kind of come off as rigid and kind of unfinished. You know, like maybe the rendering could have used a little bit more development. It's kind of like a Madagascar flaw, because the first Madagascar had rendering problems with the characters' movements, and you could totally tell that by the character animation. Another positive I must say is this movie actually has a lot of heart. Like, in a film based around animal crackers, this film surprisingly has some really heart-wrenching moments, and also some real heartwarming moments, like some real cute moments with the family. And also, the film can be a little funny at times. There were a couple of scenes where I actually did laugh. And also, some of the performances by the actors were really spot on. Although I gotta be honest, this is not a knock against Gilbert Gottfried, but I find his voice annoying in a lot of his roles. But actually, I want to say one thing. They missed a tremendous opportunity. He could have turned into a parrot, you know, like Iago. Gilbert Gottfried voiced Iago in the Aladdin movies. They could have totally had a scene where he transformed into a parrot. By the way, that's where the animal crackers come in. Apparently, when you eat an animal cracker, it transforms you into that animal. I guess magic. I don't know. It's pretty exaggerated, but it works, I guess. And also the climax. It was pretty epic, surprisingly. All of the circus performers team up against this bad guy, and they all transform into animals. Like, there were a couple really funny scenes, but it was like so climactic and epic, the climax, and I was not expecting it. I was actually invested in the climax and what was going on. Also, one more positive, the film subverted my expectations. There's actually a twist in there that I didn't see coming. Apparently there's this, there's this cat and dog. They kind of hang around the family around the semi-beginning of the film. Like, it happens right as we're entering into the main conflict of the film. And, I was wondering, those animals, they appear in a lot of scenes. They must be really important. Well, it turns out that the brother of the bad guy actually transformed into a dog, and the wife that he married, the one that his brother really wanted to date, was the cat. I was so shocked, and I actually, I was like, I did not expect that. I kind of sensed that there was something going on there, like they were important to the story. And boom, like, I was shocked, but I was all like, that makes sense, because I kind of felt like they had some human qualities to them. So, points to Animal Crackers for subverting my expectations and coming up with a really clever twist. However, this film does have a few flaws, and I'm going to get into that. So, one of the flaws, I alluded to it earlier, was the rendering. There were times when the characters' movements were kind of choppy, and they would move in a way that was kind of unsettling. Also, some of the characters made dumb decisions, and that's one of the things. Inconsistency. There's a lot of things that didn't make sense that were happening in a few scenes. Like, when all the circus performers eat the animal crackers and transform into animals for the climax, what doesn't make sense is how they're able to transform back into humans, because we learned early in the film there was only one human cracker, and the bad guy had it. And Owen already ate that cracker. So, if these circus performers transform into animals, they're kind of at risk of never returning back to their human forms. But then all of a sudden, they transform back into humans. And I'm all like, how does this make sense? This doesn't make any sense. If there's only one human cracker, and the rest of the animal crackers are, animal crackers, then how are they able to transform back into humans? That doesn't make any sense. They should have, maybe added a few more human crackers so that they could have transformed back. That part was just kind of puzzling to me. Overall, Animal Crackers is a surprisingly okay movie. It's not great. It's not a masterpiece. It's nowhere near as good as Shrek or any of the Toy Story movies. You don't need to see it, but if you decide to watch it, it's not too bad. It's not insulting. It's not pandering. It does have some heartwarming moments. It does have some very funny moments. You'll get some good animation. It's nowhere near as lazy as I thought. Overall, I'd give Animal Crackers a 7 out of 10.